Monday, November 10th. I'm Darlene Rodriguez.
I'm Michael Gargiulo. Adelle Caballeros here tracking roads and rails as we get started on our week. Starting before is Maria De La Rosa here with today's forecast, Maria.
Yeah, just gray enough. President Trump has issued sweeping pardons for several key allies who backed his effort to overturn the 2020 election. The president's so-called clement those frustrating airport disruptions as the government shutdown drags on. There are now new warnings about Thanksgiving travel as more flight cuts are set to take effect in about 24 hours. Today, New York's Romney Smith's at Newark Airport now with the latest. Mourning the loss of one of their own this morning. A firefighter died over the weekend after suffering cardiac arrest while battling a fire in Brooklyn. 41st official trip to the Dominican Republic. She landed in Santiago last.
The football, the Jets, they did it. They won again on Sunday.
It's their second win of the season. They host though for the Giants in the Windy City.
Giants facing golf. It looks like one big Christmas set.
It really
yes,
does.
so gorgeous.
Pretty, right?
So it's definitely a must-see. If you are heading out to the
On this Monday, November 10th, I'm Michael Gargiulo.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. Adelle Caballeros here, watching a messy commute this morning. Unfortunately, Storm Team 4's Maria De La Rosa is here with the forecast. What's going on?
Well, I think the weather's just enough to make it messy. You've got trees down, the roads are down.
Today marks day 41 of the longest government shutdown ever. And it appears a potential compromise is in the works. However, the tentative deal to reopen the government still faces major hurdles. Today in New York's Tracy Strahan's in our newsroom. Two Major League Baseball pitchers are facing federal charges for an alleged betting scheme to rig their own games.
That's on the rise. Some consumers losing almost double the amount of money they did last year. This is according to the FBI's own Internet Crime Complaint Center.
Benegat Baccaro investigates how scammers lure you in, how difficult it is to recoup losses, and how to protect yourself. Here's News 4 consumer reporter Linda Baccaro. Gotham FC pulled off an amazing upset to punch their ticket to the semifinals of the NWSL playoffs.
This one we were thrilling.
Definitely been rough getting around this morning. You know, those roadways just slick enough to make it less than ideal to be driving in. Definitely give yourself some extra time. With that said, quick reminder here with our rails to your R&W trains, Canal Street. You're not going to have any transfer to the JZ, NQ, and 6 trains coming from the Uptown platform. This is going to be running until January. On top of that, we've been watching this crash here on the Henry Hudson Parkway. The crash is on the southbound side by 125th Street. 2 lanes are closed off. We have been seeing lanes closed off on the northbound side as well. Delays at this point all the way back past the George Washington Bridge. And as a reminder, alternate side is also in effect for today. Michael, back to you.
I'll take it, Giselle. Thank you.
The Parkway here in Brooklyn. We've got a crash right by exit 17 for Cross Bay Boulevard. 1 lane closed off. We're going to head outside right now to the Belt Park. It's been a tough morning to navigate around. You're definitely going to need extra time. First up, your EFN and R trains. You can expect to see delays. Main Bergen line up to 20-minute delays there. And your North Jersey Coast and Morrison Essex lines also expect to see slowdowns because of track work. Henry Hudson southbound by 125th Street. You've got this crash taking out 2 lanes. Delays back to the George. Darlene, Michael, back to you.
Adelle, thank you for happening to yourself. It looks like one big Christmas set.
It really
yes,
does.
so gorgeous.
Pretty, right?
So it's definitely a must-see. If you are heading out to the reminder, starting today, R&W trains out of Canal Street. You will not have any JZ6. What else is there? NQ train service on the Uptown platform. This will be running until January. And if you are going to be driving around today, just as a quick reminder, you're going to need to swing those cars to the other side. Alternate side parking rules and meter rules back in effect citywide.
Okay.
Thanks.
Many.
Yes, definitely one of many. Another area you're going to be seeing lots of brake lights is the inbound approach to the George Washington Bridge. That earlier stall on the upper level cleared out, but we are now dealing with this accident here involving a tractor trailer on the inbound upper level approach. Delays right now at about 45 minutes. They are quickly increasing, though. Lincoln or Holland, much better options for you. Henry Hudson Parkway southbound, we've got this accident by 96th Street, a crash on the FDR Drive northbound by the Brooklyn Bridge, and now an accident a little further east, LIE westbound, exit 40 by Jericho Turnpike. Darlene, back to you.
Thank you, Adele. 6:31.
Another accident here, this time on the southbound side over by 125th Street. Coming up in a few minutes, we've also got an update for you on that crash causing major backups at the George Washington Bridge. But we are going to take a live look outside right now onto so many slowdowns, so many crashes. Please be very careful out there. Remember, those roadways are still slick and slippery. Right now, George Washington Bridge, inbound upper level, you do have a crash here taking out a lane. Delays right now at about 50 minutes. You've got about 30 at the Lincoln and the Holland Tunnel at about 20. Henry Hudson Parkway southbound. We've got this crash by 125th Street. One lane closed off on the southbound side. Now 2 lanes are closed off on the northbound side for emergency vehicles. So definitely an area that's going to be tricky getting around. Heading on to the FDR Drive, though, that earlier crash over by the Brooklyn Bridge, that's cleared out. If you are heading on to the Belt Parkway, though, very heavy delays here because of a crash on the westbound side over by exit 15 for Erskine Street. You've got a couple lanes closed off through there. And now on the Southern State Parkway westbound by exit 15, also a crash blocking a lane. Darlene, Michael, back to you.
Adele, thanks very much. Let's go to football.
We've got a lot going on. We've got a front coming on through, just about done with some of the rain showers. Saw a lot of the blue that corresponds to snow. We've got some really cold air on the way. So today, with temps into the 50s, we're going to be talking about sub-freezing low temperatures tomorrow morning, and perhaps that includes the city, Long Island, and coastal Connecticut. So we'll take a look at those low temperatures, just how long that chill lasts in the 10-day.
Maria, thank you.
Monday, November 10th, I'm Darlene Rodriguez.
I'm Michael Gorgiou. Adele Caballero is here tracking roads and rails as we get started on our week. Starting before is Maria De La Rosa here with today's forecast, Maria.
Yeah, just gray enough, just damp enough to make things. So for now, what anything there is on the light side, still a few more hours, at least with that rain chance, but you can see where the cold air is coming from, off to the west. So big change on the way with those gusts. For today, in that 20-plus mile per hour range, by tomorrow, more like 30 to 40. So as we go through the day today, count on the clouds, count on temperatures in the low 50s, about 53 at noontime. Then we'll start to see some of that drier, colder air move in. So that chance of showers while through early midday, then we dry out for the evening, but temperatures quickly slipping into the 40s and close to freezing by tomorrow morning. All right, let's get an update on what has been a slow morning commute, Adele.
We can get it even if it's not all the New York teams.
Right.
I know, that's where we're at, right?
That's it.
Well, we've got our eyes on Sunday, close to home here. It's actually going to be pretty close temperature-wise to where we are today, but you can see it's going to be a bit of a ride between now and then. In fact, tomorrow we've got the true Arctic air moving in. Like if I could trace where the air parcel came from, I'd find it right in the Arctic. So that's set to move in. Yes, we'll be mostly dry the rest of the week, but that chill doesn't last forever. So we'll see a pretty quick temperature rebound, but it's going to hurt for a bit. Today, though, it's more about this cloud cover. You see a little bit of that brightening sky, too, trying to happen. But we still have a chance for a few showers to move through the midday. Nothing that's going to be terribly heavy. And again, temperature-wise, we're going to hold in the low 50s. By the time we get to early afternoon, that really dry, cool air starts to move in, and those winds are going to pick up out of the west-northwest. You'll feel the chill heading into this evening as skies clear, but the really cold night overnight, in fact, could be the first freeze for the city. So the big picture kind of tells a story. We're on the warmer side where we're seeing the light rain showers and then the snow in through the Midwest. That's a sign of that cold air plunging to the south. For now, those light showers from Long Island and Connecticut, those will continue to slowly push through. So again, just a slight chance into this afternoon, but I do want to show you too, our models are really trying to get at least a few snowflakes to come in by midday tomorrow, especially north and west. Don't be surprised if you see that, but that's a sign of the instability, but also just how chilly this air is. And in fact, the wind chill is going to be an issue. You can see that by tomorrow morning, teens and 20s feels like temperatures, those numbers in the pink, because those winds will be out of the northwest about 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting over 30. So today, not bad, 54 degrees. The front sweeps on through. We're down to 33 in the city, 32 in Merrick, north and west into the 20s. Got another chilly night into early Wednesday, but skies are going to be dry. Temperatures back into the low 50s Thursday and Friday. The next time period to watch will be Monday with a chance of chilly rain showers. All right, let's get an update on all those delays.
So if it looks like one big Christmas set.
It really
Yes,
does.
so gorgeous.
Yes.
So it's definitely a must-see. If you are heading out to the
All right, it's feeling like November eventually.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now we're easing into into it because we'll be in the 50s through midday with occasional showers. That starts to wrap up later this evening, drying out, but those winds are picking up. The drier air is moving in. Tomorrow's going to hurt. We're starting off with temperatures close to freezing. Feels like temperatures in the teens and 20s and blustery through the day. Highs only in the low 40s. Better for the rest of the week. Dry skies and low 50s. Heading into the weekend, we're going to watch late weekend, early week for that next storm system. For now, chilly rainfall with overnight lows staying in the 30s through the weekend. Highs again mainly in the upper 40s and low to mid 50s.
As the French say, unacceptable.
That's right.
Thanks for streaming with us, and we'll see you in News 4 New York at 11. On this Monday, November 10th, I'm Michael Gargiulo.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. Del Caballero's here, watching a messy commute this morning. Unfortunately, Storm Team 4's Maria LaRosa is here with the forecast. What's going on?
Well, I think the weather's just enough to make it messy. We've got leaves down, the roads are damp, but just with the radar and satellite picture, what's out there is light. Got some light showers from Fairfield County through Long Island. 54 right now at Central Park, 49 in Sussex. There's still a little bit to go before we see this completely move out of here. So once that does, by about midday, then we start to see skies dry. I'm not forecasting snow today, but that's a sign of the cold air ready to come on in. So by 1 o'clock, still a chance of showers at that point. We're starting off in the low to mid 50s now. We'll be close to that through 1 o'clock. Then you'll start to feel the chill settle in. By 7 p.m., 43 degrees. Winds pick up a bit. We are clear through 10 o'clock and 40 degrees at that point. All right, 6:31 now. See a lot of brake lights on the Staten Island Expressway.
Time this morning, Maria.
Here we go. Take it easy through the neighborhoods. We've got some damp roadways, and right now, for now, the mild temperatures. Starting off in the low 50s, we're going to be that through the recess hour, and then you can see skies will be drying with temperatures holding in the 50s, but temperatures take a big plunge overnight tonight. We'll talk about how low, who's in that freeze warning, too, coming up in the 10-day.
Thanks so much. Still ahead.
Maria's taking a look at our weather and what it looks like out there, Maria.
Yeah, we're going to check in on Port Jefferson. We definitely have the gray skies. Looks a little misty, so I do want to highlight, along with some of these light showers, we do have some reduced visibility. Some of that fog has been in and out about a quarter mile right now for Montauk. I've seen it in parts of Suffolk County as low as about a 3/4 mile. So something to keep in mind, but also for parts of Long Island, the city, coastal Connecticut included, also looking at potentially the first freeze of the season for tonight. So freeze warnings are up. Temperatures as low as 30 degrees. So you know we're in for some changes when we're talking about temperatures now in the 50s. So it's all rain on live radar, just light from the city, parts of Suffolk County, Brookhaven to Bridgeport. Again, some light sprinkles, enough for the windshield wiper or two. And then you see the bigger picture where that cold air is coming from. We're going to tap into some of this, and yes, maybe you'll even get some snowflakes to fly by. I'll show you that in a second. But as for today, through the afternoon, again, remaining light rain showers before the front clears, but in the wake of that, on the flow that's really cold, enough to stir up some instability, and because temperatures are going to be cold enough to support it, we could get some snowflakes to fly by. And yes, maybe even in the city. Our model's kind of showing that for about lunchtime tomorrow. But moreover, if you don't see the snowflakes, it's going to feel like it should be snow. It's going to be that cold. So we're starting off in the 50s today. By tomorrow morning, though, with those gusty winds, 30 plus miles per hour, and temperatures close to freezing, you see that correctly. It feels like temperatures down in the teens and the 20s. And in fact, during the day, because it's blustery and highs only in the 30s and 40s, it'll feel close to freezing most of the day, and even on into Wednesday morning, feeling that chill. So today, temperatures are into the 50s. We're going to stay close to that through midday, and then the cool air moves in. So feeling chilly this evening. Tomorrow for Veterans Day, blustery, a flake or two not out of the question, just 42 for the high after those freezing low temperatures. The rest of the week is pretty quiet. We'll be dry, breezy at times, but some sun as well. Highs will be back into the low 50s, even on into the weekend. The next system to watch will be early next week. All right, 6:48 now. Adele, so many slowdowns out there.